Hello, beautiful people. It is Ocean Kimmy, your sage, your guru, your mystic, and your spiritual informant. And today I just wanted to have a brief little chat about how you can know or the signs that someone is stealing or siphoning your soul essence. And so we can think of our soul essence as our energetic blueprint, the things about ourselves spiritually, personality wise, that makes us who we are. So, what our spiritual gifts are, our levels of intelligence, the things that we are naturally good at, if we are clairvoyant, if we are psychic, if we can astral travel, all of these things are kind of wrapped up. Oh, the sun is getting bright. All of these things are kind of wrapped up in our soul essence, in our energetic blueprint. And so, some reasons why someone may want to steal or siphon your energetic blueprint could be related to if they have areas in their life where they are lacking. Let's say that they're not good at a specific thing, but you are naturally good at that thing. You are naturally charming. You are naturally talented in some arena. Then, if they want that piece of your soul essence, then there is spell work that can be done to siphon that energy and to reapply it to themselves. We'll also see people's soul essence being harvested if they have a lot of wealth in their lineage. So even if you're like, well, my family isn't rich, we're talking about lineage wise. We're talking about coming and extending from royalty. We're talking about the energy of wealth and money. And that is both a personal thing, like when it comes to our personal destiny, wealth can be in our personal destiny, but it is also a generational thing where wealth can be a part of our generational lineage as well. And wealth is related to health. And so you will also see someone's soul essence being siphoned if they have a destiny of having good health and prosperity. Let's say someone may have an illness that they want to deal with spell work, or in terms of magic means, they may siphon the health of someone else to get rid of sickness within their own energy. And so, yes, I have had clients and cases where someone who was sick put their illness off to someone else to steal and swap their energy of health and vitality. So, your health, your vitality, your wealth, your gifts, your charisma, your charm, your beauty, the energy is all in your soul essence. So, when it comes to someone stealing your soul essence, this can happen in two ways. So, for one, it could be a situation where someone, as I have been saying, wants to steal pieces of your soul essence for themselves directly. And so that is what we would consider kind of like an energetic swap, essentially a destiny swap, where someone literally wants to take your energy and wear it like a cloak. Someone wants to cloak themselves in your energy. And then there are situations where an entity may want to feed on your soul essence and may want to feed on your energetic blueprint. And when we are dealing with situations when it comes to entities, this could be related to literal spell work. So people who conjure up demons and demonic entities and send them to a person. This will usually be done to make a payment to an entity. So let's say the person wants wealth, or they want to clear an illness, or they want to dodge some karma. They will conjure up an entity to bring this about for them. And because entities have to be paid, they do not work for free and they don't take dollars. They usually are paid in terms of energy. A person can give pieces of their soul essence, or usually what people will do if they are adept enough at spell work is give the pieces of someone else's soul essence. So if someone conjures an entity to make a deal with that entity, and instead of offering themselves, they offer someone else, that is a situation where a contract has been initiated on someone else's behalf. And in situations like that, usually there has to be some type of opening already, because I've talked so many times on this channel about legal authority. And so there has to be some door, some form of legal authority to make this contract stand in spiritual court, right? And there are so many ways for legal authority to be gained. I've made a video on it already, so I won't go too much into depth here. But any type of generational opening, any type of personal openings when it comes to vices, when it comes to any emotional imbalances, like an entity will only accept a contract on a person if there is an opening and they know for a fact that they can get into that person's energy. And in situations where they feel that they cannot get into that person's energy, that is when the sorcerer will begin to send psychic attacks to create an opening for the entity to enter through. So it's all very elaborate. So, some signs though that someone is stealing your soul essence is feeling your passions stripped. When you have passions or natural talents or gifts for things that suddenly you no longer have an interest in, you don't feel as confident about anymore, you don't know if it's your path anymore. You could have been on this path for 3, 4, 7 years, and then suddenly you begin to feel no passion for it, but you also don't have any idea of what else you would do. So it's not a situation where your shifts in your interests have changed. It's simply that your passion for that thing that is your destiny, your purpose, your mission is being pulled from, is being siphoned. And if you know the person, you may notice that as your passions are being drained and you are no longer dedicated to the projects in your life, that person's life begins to go up, up, up. They start to do better. They start to be more successful. They start to have more momentum. And that is a situation where someone is pulling on your soul essence for their own benefit and for their own advancement. Connected to this is noticing your money slowing down as well around your profession and around your career. When someone is stealing your soul essence, stripping the energy of your wealth, you will notice that on your end in terms of money slowing down, losing jobs, things like that. One of the things that I really noticed, and this is when I began to realize someone was stealing my soul essence, was that I began to speak like them. I began to say little phrases that they would say. And that's how I began to know that they were swapping their energy out onto me and taking my energy. I was going through depression and feeling low in energy, feeling no motivation for something that I had been in school for years, getting a higher degree in. And then I began to notice that I was acting more unlike myself and more like this person. My energy was being taken and their energy was coming on to me. When someone has negative energy that they want to get rid of, they can put their karmic consequences onto someone else and they can steal the dharma or the good blessings of someone else's energy. So that is karmic transference. Related to this, I also noticed that when someone was stealing my soul essence, I was also a lot more fatigued. And then this one is the kicker. When someone is stealing your soul essence, you may begin to notice a reversion of habits. Let's say you haven't done something. Let's say you haven't drank or smoked or ate a certain thing in a long time, but suddenly those cravings, those habits begin to reemerge. This will happen when someone is siphoning the energy of our soul essence because anytime we're dealing with energy siphoning or energy harvesting, it's going to happen in layers. It's very rare that someone is going to be able to just steal the entirety of your essence in one go. And so, what you will notice is that those top layers, which is like the positive changes that you have been making, the most recent transformations that you have underwent, as they start to strip those things, you are left with previous versions of you. And so, what happens when someone steals your soul essence is that it can revert you back to previous energetic patterns, right? Because everything comes down to patterns. That is the nature of sacred geometry. Our aura, our spiritual DNA, our energetic blueprint, all of this comes down to patterns. And so you may find yourself reverting back to previous patterns and habits when someone is stealing your soul essence. So now, when it comes to remedies in terms of getting your energy back, this is what I always tell people: you must pursue your passions. People think that our passions, especially in a world where everything is so focused on very 3D notions of what it means to be stable and whole, money, cars, clothes type thing. In this society, one of the most powerful things that you can do is have passion. Have things that light you up, have things that set your energy on fire. This is something that we must have to protect and feed our soul essence so that it can grow, so that it can expand. And so this may require us to get back in touch with our inner child. I always tell people our inner child knew who we were. We knew the type of lifestyle we wanted to live. We knew the things that we were meant to do. And so go back to those dreams that you had when you were a child and reinvest in them. What parts of your inner child can you bring into the present moment? The third thing is to always make sure that you are calling your energy back in on a daily basis. Your meditation is top tier. Your manifestation work is top tier. And I say manifestation in terms of bringing the spirit from the higher place to the 3D plane, because our spirit is naturally more so a 4D, 5D, 6D, 7D energy, but the body is 3D. So we actually have to do work on a daily basis to bring the spirit to the body. And so this point of spiritual and soul reunification with the body makes it harder for people to siphon our energy. And if they do, we are always in a process of calling it back so that we can re embody it for our highest good. I just wanted to say this very quickly. I hope this video was helpful. I hope it brought some form of enlightenment. If you need a reading, of course, there will be a link for that in the comments below. And of course, a link for the Patreon where all the real magic happens. That's where we go deep into spiritual topics to support one another on our spiritual journey. May peace and blessings be forever upon you. Ashe.